So in today's video, I'm going to show you how you can work with the XLOOKUP function and add multiple criterias. Plus, I'm going to have a bonus tip at the end of the video, which will teach you how to work with dates and the XLOOKUP function. Let's get started. Today I'm going to use a simple sales table on a sheet. It's not even an Excel table, just a simple range. I believe everyone knows the XLOOKUP itself. We just start typing the name of the formula after the equal sign, and the first argument we need to enter is the lookup value. Let's say I want to get the price each for a product like monitor. I enter my lookup value, or I can even use a cell reference. My lookup array is going to be the column D where I have the product data, comma. Then I need to select the column to get the return value. So that's going to be my return array. And in this case, that's the column F. I can even close my formula, hit enter, and the XLOOKUP will return the first match from my sales data. It's simple. But what if I want to search based on multiple criteria? So there is more than one way to add multiple criteria to an XLOOKUP function, and I'm going to show you two methods which will make your XLOOKUP function to be more dynamic. So in the first method, I'm going to work with three different criteria to get my result. I'm going to use cell references instead of a static data. So let's say I want to search based on country, store code, and product. So these are my criteria. I'm going to choose another cell to demonstrate the XLOOKUP, and I start typing the name of the formula, double click, and the first argument, as always, it's the lookup value. If we want to work with multiple criterias, the lookup value in this method is going to be 1, and I'm going to explain why a little bit later. The lookup array must include all the criterias for my search. Even if it's 1 or 2 or 3, I have to add everything into this field. And the first method is very simple. I'm going to enter a bracket and select the column that includes my first criteria, which is the country. So I'm going to select the column B, equal sign, and select the field or cell that includes my criteria. So that basically says if that range includes that value, then I want to get the result. Then I close the brackets, and I'm gonna use the star sign to multiply the conditions, and I'm gonna explain why. The second condition is the store code. Select the column C, equal sign, the cell that includes my criteria, close the brackets, and the last condition, which is the product. Column D equals the cell, close the brackets, and I'm done with my condition. The return array, let's say in this case, is the total sales. I'm gonna select the column, close the brackets, and hit enter. The value is 0, obviously, because I don't have any criteria entered to the field. So let's say USA, my store code as 001, and I want to see the sales of the laptops. There we go, we got our result. So the XLOOKUP returns the first match on my table, like the VLOOKUP. If you look at this table, the USA laptop 12,000 total sales. That's fine. And now let me explain why we use the star sign and actually create a mathematical formula within that array function. I'm going to insert one more column. I select my formula, and I'm going to copy one of the condition from my XLOOKUP form. This is basically an array formula which returns true and false values. All the array formulas can deliver only two results. Either it's true or false. And now I'm going to demonstrate how this array formula works within the XLOOKUP. So if I start typing equal sign, my range is going to be the B2 down until like, let's say 100. And if this range includes this value, then we should get the value as true. And there we go. Our logical statement works. The false and true value also has a numerical meaning. We can use those in our statements. I'll show you. If I type equal sign and I multiply the false value with 1 and I hit enter, then I should get 0. And the true value is 1. And that's why we multiply these conditions within the XLOOKUP. Because what do we say? If this value is 1, then multiply with this value and the other value. So basically, if these three conditions are matching in the data field, then each criteria or condition should deliver a result as 1. And 1 times 1 times 1 equals 1. And that's why our lookup value is 1. Because if one of these statements would deliver a false result, which is 0, then our equation would be 0, therefore will not have any match on the data table. So we can consider this star sign or multiplying these conditions as an AND statement in our XLOOKUP criteria. I'm gonna hit escape, and now let me show you another way to set up another condition in our XLOOKUP. So let's say I don't want to match only string values in a sales data, but I want to get the highest sales for the laptop from this store in the USA. What I'm going to do, I'm going to add a new condition saying that the total sales column, which is the column G, should be equal with the maximum value of this item based on these criteria. The simple max function will not work, but I'm going to use the max if s function, which will require the max range, and that's going to be the total sales column again. The criteria range, the first one, the country, I select the column, comma, then I select the cell that includes the criteria, comma, then I can set up the second criteria range, which is the store code. I select the column, comma, the cell that includes my criteria, comma again, and the product column that includes my third criteria. The reference cell, I can close the max if s function, then I can close the array function. Once I'm done, I just need to hit enter. And there we go. It changed the value. It says 18,000. Let's check it. So if I'm going to filter in the USA, S001 is the only store code, but I want to see the laptops, then I have multiple results and 18,000 is the highest sales. I'm going to clear the filter, and let's say I want to see the date of that sales as well, then I can simply just mimic the function I built with a different result value. So I'm going to just simply select the cell, copy the formula, hit escape. Let's say I'm going to paste down below the total sales value, and instead of getting back the total sales as a return value, I'm going to remove those values from the formula, and I'm going to select the date column, and it's done. I just simply hit enter, and I got a number, obviously, because this cell is not formatted as a date. I'm going to select it, home tab, short date, and there we go. We've got all the details on my highest sales. And now let's talk about the second. So as I said, the star sign, when you multiply these array formulas, the values, then it will work as an AND statement. But what if you have 3 or more or less criterias, but you want them to work independently and saying, even if just the country matches, then you want to get the result, or the store code, or the product. How does that work? I'm gonna show you quickly. I go back to my formula and we'll change some values. So let's say if something is entered into these cells, then I expect it to act as a criteria. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to replace the lookup value this time and count how many criterias we set on our sheet. And the count a function is the best solution right now, which will count the number of non-blank cells. So I'm going to select formula, the range where I have the criterias, close the bracket, hit enter. Obviously it's not working because we use the star sign, but this time we have to add these values together instead of multiplying them. So I'm going to replace the star sign with a plus sign at each column, but I'm going to leave the max value in there because we got 3 criterias only, right? And this is a static statement which is looking for the highest sales. So I can leave the star sign then saying that multiply by 1 if that exists. And even if you have just one value for an item, that's going to be the maximum value. So I'm going to just simply hit enter, and I got the same result because I got all the 3 criteria there. But what if I'm going to remove the laptop value? Then it changes. Then it brings back the highest total sales in the USA from the store 1. What if I remove the store 1 code? That's still the highest value. Or let's say I change the product. I'm going to say monitor, hit enter, and we don't have any value. Let's see why. And this time let's enter mouse. And still we have no result. Why? Because this formula, even if we used the plus sign and we are adding up the result of these array formulas, it follows the sequence. So if you have a specific way to look for different conditions, you have to be careful with the order of the statements as well. So the first statement will work together with the second statement, and the third statement will work together with the first two statements. Let me show you quickly. I hit escape. I'm going to remove the mouse, remove this one. I got one criteria, the USA. If I enter the store code, I hit enter, then it delivers the result. If I enter the product, then it will deliver the results as well. But if I remove the first statement, then it's not going to work because the last two depends on the first one, as well as the date result, because that depends on the maximum sales too. The logic behind the formula is the same. We counted how many criteria we got here. If we say had 2, then this count a function is looking for the value 2. And now the bonus thing. Let's say I want to look for an item within a specific time period, and I want to get the product name which had the highest sales within that time period. As you see, I've changed my variables already. I have the country code, a start date, and the end date. The formula is almost the same what we have used already. I'm going to double click in the cell and explain quickly what it does. So I'm going to count the number of variables or conditions I set in my statement. That's the range from the K2 until the K4, and I'm saying that the column B, which is the country column, must include this value, plus the date column, the column A, must be greater or equal than this value, which is my start date, plus the date column should be less or equal, so basically before that end date. And since I want to get the highest value within that time period, I'm going to multiply the last statement, because if I just enter the country code, I still want to get the product name which has the highest sales. So what I said, the column G, which is the total sales column, should be equal with the maximum value within that time range. So in the max if s function, my max range is the total sales column, the first criteria range is my country column, the criteria is the country cell, and then I set the specific time period. So the date column should have a value where the start date is greater or equal to the K3 cell where I set my start date. And the same for the end date cell. It must be less, or let's say before, that specific date. And the return value of the XLOOKUP function is the column D, which is the product name. So if I hit enter, it returns back monitor. If I go to the January 8 and 9, it shows that Canada has 2 records and monitor had the highest sale. So let's say if I enter the USA, there is no value because there is no record for the USA within that time period. But if I extend this time period, then it brings me the proper value. It says laptop. So if I select the field from the January 1st until the January 9, and we look at the USA values, then the laptop will have the highest total sales. I hope you found this video useful, and I'll see you next time.